Hey, hey, hey. All right, it's working. Aloha, everybody. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to stall just for a minute or two, maybe three or four. It's been a while since I did a live, so it's probably going to take a few minutes before Facebook and YouTube start to let my audience know that I'm live. So I've got a couple people on with me already. Beautiful. So if you want to type in and comment, let me know where you're showing up in the world from. And those of you who are watching this as a replay, you probably just want to jump maybe 3, maybe 4 minutes ahead. You'll be able to tell if I've officially gotten started or not. Welcome, everybody. Those of you that are joining me, you probably know me to an extent, especially those of you that are joining this quick. You probably know me. You know that when I go live, I do be bringing it. And I'm about to be bringing something magical for you. So if you want to, now's the time to go ahead and comment, click, let some friends know, share this live all over the place. Share it in Messenger, wherever you want. Now, check this out. I want to show you something real quick. Those of you who are viewing this on YouTube or on Facebook in general, this is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see your name, okay? Like that. And like that. Those of you that are in the unconditional happiness group, Facebook has a weird rule, okay? And if you're in my unconditional happiness group watching this, what you'll need to do is look at the bottom of the post for this video, and it'll say, give StreamYard permission, and then I'll be able to see who you be. All right? So I would appreciate that. I'd like to be able to greet you all. It's just some weird glitch with this software that I use and Facebook. So I got about 8 people on so far on all the platforms where I'm live, and I'm going to go for another minute, letting a few more sets of eyeballs. So now here's another one. This is somebody who's in the unconditional happiness group. If you would be so kind to click the post, look at the actual post where this video is, look at the description, and then click the link that says give StreamYard permission so I can see who you wonderful people are. All right. Now, I don't usually use notes when I'm going live. Today, I have an agenda. Ooh. I am going to share some information with you to help you be more free than you've ever been. I'm not joking. Okay. So quick word of background. I know a lot of people are going to see me that don't know me. So my name is Brian Ridgway. People call me the spell breaker. My clients and friends do. The name has gotten stuck. Since I was 3 years old, I've had a very strange gift, some would call it, of being able to listen to a person, hear them, understand how they're holding themselves back, and literally help them to step out of their problem, not solve their problem, completely transcend it. I call it dissolving the illusion of problems. I had my own self-help journey for over 30 years. I ended up homeless, suicidal, absolutely desperately stuck. And then one morning I had a complete awakening experience. This was about 13 years ago. Since that time, I've been able to dramatically help well over 200,000 people. We're probably around 220,000. I got to be accurate when I say numbers online because, people check. And I always want to be accurate. The number one comment that I get from clients and people that I help is this: Brian, I've been working on myself for years or decades. I've spent X dollars on self-help, and I got more out of an hour with you than I got out of all of that. Now, I want to share, no ego here. This is what I'm on the planet to do, okay? What I'm doing, anyone could do. I haven't yet seen anyone doing it. But what I'm doing, anybody can do. And soon I will be teaching it. Now, check this out. This is what comes in. I don't know who that is. I love you and I appreciate you saying it. Thank you so much. Aloha and welcome, everybody. Please share and invite some friends because I'm telling you, this is going to be awesome. All right. I want to pull up my notes here, and I won't be seeing the comments for a bit as I focus on this. So, work with me here, okay? I have said, basically, since the day that I had my awakening experience, I've said that most of self-help is booby-trapped. Now, over the years, I've had people say, well, Brian, you're putting other people down. No. If I were to say that putting air in your tires won't fix your engine. Would I be putting someone down? I'd be saying this doesn't work. The vast majority of self-help approaches do not work. The vast majority of personal and professional, or they work very limitedly to a very short extent. People don't get the results they're promised, or they don't get the depth of results they're promised. They don't get the speed of results they're promised, or they get results that are actually like a seminar high where you feel great for 2 or 3 days and you realize absolutely nothing changed. Okay. I've polled and interviewed over 20,000 people on live webinars that I've done. And it's just literally consistently 90+% of people say, I have invested more in self-help and personal development and spiritual approaches than I want to admit. And I have not gotten the results that I want. Today, I'm going to be, I have selfish reasons to do a lot of interaction. And the more of you that comment and respond, the more Facebook and YouTube will go, oh, this is valuable. People are liking this, and they'll help me get in front of more people. So I'm going to count on you that if I say something interesting, if you get any benefit, you'll comment, you'll share out of your own heart. Okay. So a lot of people do get offended when I point these things out. Most spiritual approaches, on top of self-help and personal and professional development, most spiritual approaches are shiny, beautiful dead ends too. Things like positive thinking, which I consider not only not beneficial, I consider it harmful and detrimental, and I can prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt for anyone who's curious. Another one that gets me in a lot of hot water with people, I am very vocal that ultimately there is no such thing as a law of attraction. And people who are really starting to get hope in their lives because they found the law of attraction, and people who make their livings selling law of attraction information don't like me saying that, and I completely understand it. But I got to tell the truth that I see, and I back it up with evidence. Okay. So here's my question to just pull the plug on the law of attraction for those who want to truly be free. Do you accept the possibility, and do you understand the concept that all is one, that we're beyond duality, and that our power lies beyond the duality of good and bad, right and wrong, blah, 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 all those things? Do you get that? Because if you do, my question to you is, if all is one, and that's where my power lies, what the hell is attraction? What is the thing that would be attracting something else? It's nonsense. It makes no sense. And I personally spent years wrestling with the law of attraction. And every day I rescue people from the myth of the law of attraction, and they suddenly start getting the results that they want. Okay. Now, to be fair, when you're coming out of hardcore old school religion, and there's God, he got all the power, I'm just, a peon here, miserable, trying to get my way to heaven. When you wake up from that and you hear about the law of attraction, it is a phenomenal starting point. It's a great stepping stone. But if you were out on the journey of 10,000 miles and you stepped on a stepping stone, you wouldn't stop there and say, this is my place. No, that's a stepping stone. The law of attraction is a first step for people waking up. Oh, you mean I might have some power here? You cling to it longer than that, and it's a trap, and you start asking yourself things like, why do I keep attracting this? You ain't attracting it. I'll go further in a moment. Okay, back to where I started this. When you try to fix, the question I want to answer here is, why is the vast majority of self-help, personal development, and spiritual approaches, why don't they work? And if I'm not saying that to put those people down, I'm not mentioning any people, then why am I saying it? I'm saying because if you want to be free to get what you want, then trying to solve problems that ain't the actual problem, it probably ain't going to work. And if you look at your results with your self-help and spiritual approaches so far, you're probably going to see that at the very least, it hasn't gotten you where you wanted to get, or I don't think you'd be on this thing with me here. Okay, so let's just see. Let's see what we got so far. Okay, someone that read my book. Awesome, Stephanie, thank you. Hey, Jennifer, great to see you on. Hey, Eleanor, great to see you on too. So what I would like to say, now I'll do a moment of quick self-serving here. Anyone who has been benefited by me and what I do, and you're watching this live or on the replay, if you would simply type in what you see different about what I'm doing compared to most of the other approaches, or if you would type in Brian helped me to blank, that's going to help all the other people who see this later. Oh, numbers are climbing. Thank you, everybody. That's going to help other people to see, okay, this guy, you know, he talks a lot and he talks fast when he's trying to cover a lot of information, but maybe he's not full of shit. Okay, that's what I'm going for. All right, now back to forward to my notes again. All right. So when you try to fix a problem that you don't have, when you bring a hammer to where you need a screwdriver, when you try to fix your check engine light issue by putting air in your tires, it ain't going to work. And that's so obvious. Okay. In the medical world, if you actually have excess mucus in your body because of things you're eating, and the doctor diagnoses you with a respiratory infection, they give you a pill, it's not going to get anywhere near what the actual cause is. It just doesn't work. Now, that gets obvious to people that are starting to wake up and paying attention. But when it comes to self-help, when it comes to working on yourself, it's a lot more complicated. Okay? So let's look at life. You take a look at your life, and let's say that you have money issues. I'm jump back off my notes here for just a minute. You look at your money issues, and you see, well, I guess I have money. I have money issues because I don't have enough money, and no matter what I do, I don't have enough money. So I must have money issues. Having been homeless myself and having now helped well over 200,000 people at every level from billionaires to homeless, I can promise you this. Nobody on this planet, including you, has any money issues. There's no such thing. And so when you have issues with trust, with what you believe you deserve, when you have issues with feeling safe, having and getting, and you try to fix your money issues because some law of attraction teacher put out a course on the 24 most popular money blocks, but you don't actually have any fucking money blocks, you're not going to solve your issue because you're trying to fix an issue you don't have. All right. When it comes to relationship issues, you don't have relationship issues. You have communication issues. You have issues with feeling safe expressing yourself and your needs and your desires. So when you try to fix your relationship issues, when you don't have relationship issues, you're not going to solve your relationship issues. Now, let's go a little deeper into this here. So I already mentioned the law of attraction. Okay. It's a myth. If all is one, then there ain't two to attract each other. Then what is true? You're not attracting anything. You're reflecting. And I'm going to, at the end of this, I'm going to give 3 keys that I'm going to summarize here. Okay. So, and I'll go deeper into solving this with you. There's this spiritual myth number 2. You create your own reality. Wait, Brian, you're saying that's a myth? I'm saying that for the vast majority of us right now, it's a myth. When you are fully present, you are creating your reality. The vast majority of us haven't spent 5 minutes in total presence in this lifetime. When you're not present, you're not creating your reality. When you're not present, you're endlessly reflecting what you think and believe that you know and the emotions that you haven't resolved over and over and over. You're not creating your reality. You're reflecting the same old thing, more the same, more the same. Now, myth number 3, depression and anxiety. And this is where some would say this is very controversial. I want to tell you right now, I don't believe there's anything controversial. If you have a position that you're trying to defend and it ain't true, then you're going to perceive it as controversial, but it's just what it is. It's definitely not controversial. Let me just put this on the screen for a second. There's another one. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate that. Okay. So I'm going to go to what people would call controversial and just handle a couple more myths, and then I get to the nuts and bolts of all this. You get told that you have depression and that you have anxiety, but depression and anxiety are psychiatric terms. They're invented to sell antidepressant and anti-anxiety medications. But let me ask you this. Is there any possibility that your depression is secretly a lack of pharmaceutical or psychiatric drugs? Is there any possibility that your whole anxiety, I'm only anxious because I don't have any Prozac. That's the only thing. I've got a deficiency of Prozac. No. Depression is a made-up word. And when you try to solve depression, which doesn't actually exist, you're not addressing the actual issue, which is sadness. You have sadness from events that occurred in your life that you buried. If you don't handle those emotions, which is extremely simple and easy to do, effortless virtually. If you don't handle the sadness and you buy their bullshit that it's called depression, you start looking for a solution to depression. It's like trying to look for a solution to your check engine light. The check engine light ain't the issue. It's pointing to the issue. Similarly, anxiety. Oh, God, anxiety. It's fear. You experienced moments in your life where you weren't safe and you didn't heal and handle and dissolve that fear. You didn't digest those emotions. So they're still in you, and chronic ongoing fear. The brilliant psychiatry industry has said, oh, let's call it anxiety. And then we can be the only ones who get to write prescriptions for anxiety medications, but you don't have anxiety. You have fear. You don't have depression. You have sadness. You don't have an issue with attraction. It's that you're reflecting where you are mentally and emotionally constantly. And until you change those root issues, until you stop aiming your energy at problems you don't have with solutions to what you don't have, you're going to get more of the same. Okay? Now, the truth. I don't ask you to take my word for this. I want to share a couple of keys with you. And the first one is, it's an understanding. Well, let's talk about why this matters. If you look at your life, you will discover a few things. You'll discover, number one, that you're alive, and that's undeniable. You're going to discover, number two, there's no exit from this game. There's some things that you want, and there's some things you don't want, but there is no exit from this game. I can tell you from remembering my most recent death, you don't have to believe me, I don't care. Dying when I was 16 years old and being dead for 30 minutes, and what I experienced that I have literally never forgotten. It's as present as it ever was. What I discovered is that if you do die, if you kill yourself without resolving the issues that you're in this life to resolve, they get stacked on top of your next life. They're added to the mix of what you're going to live through. Okay. So there's no escape from this game. You're either going to heal and step into your infinite power, or you're going to play this game again and again. And why not solve it now and actually enjoy your life? Okay. So there's things that you want, right? There's things that you want in this life that you don't have. There's things in your life that you look at them and you say, I'll be honest, I don't even know what I want. Now, that's not honest. It's a perception, because when you learn that it's not safe for you to be, it's not safe for you to want, it's not okay for you to ask, and it's not okay for you to get. I'll talk more about that in just a moment. You go into what some would call self-sabotage and procrastination. But they don't actually exist either. Procrastination is like depression or anxiety. It doesn't exist. The truth is that you are delaying yourself from doing what you gotta do, that you think you gotta do to get what you want, because you don't believe you're gonna be safe getting what you want. Period. Self-sabotage. Ain't no such thing as self-sabotage. You're actually doing whatever's necessary to keep yourself limited so that you don't become all-powerful and fuck everything up. Ain't no such thing as self-sabotage. We just keep buying these lies and then trying to go, where's the course on how do I solve procrastination? You know, I thought one time about actually doing a course on procrastination, but I knew everybody would just put it off. They wouldn't show up and do it, right? And if I put a course together for self-sabotage, I literally would only get people that are going to fuck themselves up in the course. So there ain't no point. And I'm not trying to be funny, like, even though it's kind of sadly humorous. All right. So the three things that you got to get here, you got to understand, first of all, what is reality and how does this actually work? The vast majority of us have flawed, partial, inaccurate models of how the universe works. Religions all are models of how the universe works. Well, there's God in the sky, and then there's that. And then the law of attraction is a model of how the universe works. That isn't true. It isn't accurate. Then there's a model, well, there are models of the universe that actually do work. And I'm going to offer the simplest one that has come through me. And that is, everybody, if you get any benefit, if you find anything interesting, anything at all, beneficial, valuable, whatever, about this live that I'm doing, if you will comment, if you'll click them hearts, let other people know. I would like to help as many people as I possibly can. Okay, that is my intention here. And that includes myself. Be super transparent about that. All right. So here's the simplest summary of what the universe is and what reality actually is, that gives you a scaffold and a framework within which to understand and comprehend. And then you can start to move in the direction you actually want to go. All right. So here it is. What if what I call a universe, what if what I perceive to be the universe, starting with this body? What if? I don't know who that is, but thank you for putting that in. Those of you that are in my unconditional happiness group, this app that I'm using, it'll hide your name. You actually have to click in the post and give StreamYard permission, and they will, and then I'll be able to see you. I love you. I appreciate you, those of you. And here's what's happening for the people that are not in my group who are watching this elsewhere. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So this model of reality that actually will set you free to begin to create what you want and start creating your reality again. I offer it as a question. What if what I perceive to be a universe, including this body, is actually the reflection and the projection of everything I think and believe that I know, everything I've bought with my infinite creative power, the vast majority of that information hidden from me by me in my so-called unconscious, much of that tangled up with emotions and feelings that I desperately don't want to feel. Now, forgive me for perhaps patting myself on the back. I have been studying for, basically 50 years here. And I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in all the self-help spiritual approaches, seminars, as much as I could do during my self-help journey. And in the last 13 years since I started this business, working with a couple 100,000 people, investigating and studying how to help people faster more. I would like for you to not underestimate the question I just gave you. And I'm going to share it again with a bit more explanation this time. What if this reality, this thing that I call a universe, what if it's not a universe and me? What if all that spiritual shit about the universe out there, God out there, the universe has my back, the universe is giving me lessons and messages? What if that's an error? What if that's not the truth? What if that's putting air in my tire to fix my engine? What if what I perceive to be the universe, starting with this body and one with all, is actually the reflection and the projection of everything I think and believe that I know, the vast majority of which is hidden from me by me in the unconscious related to trauma and things, much of which is tangled up in emotions that I so desperately don't want to feel that I keep burying and hiding it. And it keeps reflecting outside of me to get my attention because it's me trying to help me wake up. And there is no universe out there. Wait, Brian, what about other people? They're part of me. All is the one I am. In that model, you would understand yourself and other people as this. There's one infinite, unlimited, eternal being disguised as separate things. And behind it, they aren't separate. It's oneness. And this is about me facing it, admitting it, becoming fully present to wake up from the illusion and the nightmare of separation. What if what I perceive to be a universe out there, starting with this body, is the reflection and the projection of everything I think and believe that I know? I just keep seeing it over and over and over. You know, you're always right. You ever notice that? You always, whatever you're sure of, you're going to get endless evidence of it, no matter what it is. All right. Now that's key number one, is understanding reality. Key number two, thanks. I see some hearts and some reactions there. I appreciate that. I really want to get this in front of more people. All right. Thank you, Mindy. I'm with you. So there's the key number one of these three keys that I'm sharing today. The first one is to just understand the universe and have a model that lets you start to be able to function with something that will actually work. Okay. Now, second is something I call the 5 lessons from hell. I'm coming up on 30 minutes here already, and I'm going to keep this relatively short. I would like for people to be able to consume it. So I'm going to make an invitation right now. If you're liking what I'm saying, if you're getting any value, any benefit, you're going to get more over the next few minutes. If you are, if you would please take a look at the post where you're seeing this video. I'm going to turn my notifications off. Look at the post where you're seeing this, and you will see a link to a webinar that I'm doing this Sunday, absolutely free, at noon Pacific, this coming Sunday. I think, yeah, that's the 18th. And when I do a webinar like this, it's always 100% free. I always make an invitation to anybody that wants to go further with me. I always do that. And I am going to deliver what will probably be the most valuable, beneficial, immediate results getting personal development course. Like if you went out right now and you paid $25,000, $30,000 for a high-end spiritual 3 or 4 day seminar, I'm telling you, you'll get as much or more out of an hour or two with me for free this Sunday. When I do these webinars, I treat them like it was a paid program that I'm doing, and I don't hold anything back because I know that all is one. You are me. I don't lose anything by not holding back. And I'm actually helping myself because all is one. And usually if I help enough people for free, 1 or 2 or 10 or 1,000 of them say, hey, I think I'm interested in your other stuff. So that just be transparent about it. Okay. Now let's go to this second key, is the 5 lessons from hell. When you come to understand the 5 lessons from hell, first lesson from hell, it's not okay to be. I'm not safe. And we learn that in the womb. We learn that in the first few years of life. We have more fear and trauma inside of our cells and our bodies and our organs than we have any freaking idea. And that's why anxiety is so highly prescribed. And God, what, 70%? It's crazy, of Americans are on some kind of psychiatric drug now. It is off the charts. Okay. But none of that actually addresses the issue, because you don't have anxiety. You have fear from trauma when you were a child and you learned it's not okay to be. The second lesson from hell is that it's not okay to be me. You look around and you say, oh my God, they're all getting what they want, but I am apparently a piece of shit. I'm not interesting. I'm not funny enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not enough. I'm not adequate. I'm not going to get what I want. This leads to the third lesson from hell. It's not okay to be me wanting anything. Oh God, let me not want. In fact, there's a radically popular total mistranslation of something the Buddha said, that desire is actually the cause of all suffering. That is not even remotely the truth, nor is it exactly what he said. Okay. Craving something that you don't actually want is the cause of suffering. There's natural things that we desire and want, and don't believe that crap unless you really want to. You're welcome to suffer as long as you want. So was I. Okay, the fourth lesson from hell: not okay to be me wanting and asking or requesting, oh God, let me not ask. Because when I was little and I asked, they said, you selfish little bitch, what's wrong with you? You think money grows on trees? We're not the Rockefellers around here, blah, 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 blah. Welcome, Michelle. Aloha. Welcome on. So you're going to probably want to, I'm about 30 minutes in. You're going to want, if you dig the next few minutes, you're going to want to go back, Michelle, and catch this thing from the beginning. I'm definitely pouring some stuff in here. Okay. And this leads to the fifth lesson from hell: not okay to be me wanting, asking, and oh God, let me not get. Because that's when they hold that shit over me. That's when I find what the price is. That's when I find that this thing that I wanted so much and now I got it, it wasn't what they promised. It wasn't what was advertised. And now mom and dad said, well, yeah, we gave it to you and now you owe us. You gave it to us and now we're going to control how you use it. We gave it to you and now you're going to find the price. And these 5 lessons from hell, I'm going to go much deeper into them this Sunday to show you the solution to them. Okay. Right now, I'm going to skim over the solution because I would like to tease and inspire you as much as I possibly can to join me this Sunday for this webinar. All right. So what did we cover? We looked at the fact that trying to solve an issue you don't have is not going to work. I gave some practical examples. I gave some emotion-related examples. And then I said, when it comes to self-help, personal development, and spiritual approaches to solve your problems and get what you want, if you're addressing problems that ain't the problem, you ain't going to get the results. And sometimes you feel better for a minute. That seminar high lasts a day or two, and then you find out nothing actually changed, and you're more depressed, more upset, more hopeless than you even were, more frustrated than you even were. And I'm saying, you better believe it, Sarah. I did and I do. I got the same parents, apparently. Okay. So these, we looked at this. A model of the universe is the first key of these 3 keys that I'm handing today. The first is a model of the universe that actually works. There's no attraction here, and you're not creating your reality until you wake up and become present. And I help people to do that. Okay. You can do it. It's your nature. Second, we looked at what's the kind of the nature, the cause of the problem. I understated it and I gave a short version, the 5 lessons from hell. We're going to go way deeper in that on this Sunday. But here's the solution. And I guess like the 5 lessons from hell and like the model of the universe, the fact that I was able to put it into one simple question with 2 commas, easy to underestimate. It's probably going to be easy to underestimate what I'm about to say too. I encourage you to breathe deeper and get this. Okay. I call the solution the 2 skills to a truly happy life. And they are very simple and they are also incredibly complex. So the first skill is you must have the willingness and the ability to communicate and express your needs, your desires, and your feelings in such a way that the other or others can get it and harmonize with you. Flip that around and look at the mirror. Skill number 2, you have to be willing and able to listen and hear and seek to understand when others are expressing their needs, their wants, and their feelings in such a way that they get heard and seen. Now you say, Brian, I can certainly think of other skills that you need to have outside of those. I'm going to offer every other skill on the planet that matters flows from within this model of the universe, an understanding of the 5 lessons from hell, and the first 2 skills. Let's just begin to unpack them, and hopefully I'll tease you enough that if this is for you, you'll know that you want to join for this Sunday. Well, let's see. I got a comment. Let's see. I disagree with desiring, because once we know we are God's consciousness, there's nothing we can want. God reads our hearts, and it shows up or it's given to us. Desiring is demonstrating I lack. I have heard that so many times. I have heard that so many times, and I find that it is not true. Okay. My beautiful dog is laying here beside me, and he has desires. He has desires. And I am here and I have desires. And in the moment that I woke up from hell and I saw and I touched exactly how I and I alone create the universe. And oh, this is awesome. Okay, look at this. What I'm teaching is not right. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for that. Now, I'll just say that there's a couple 100,000 people who, and I haven't explained all this adequately, and I will explain it deeper. I'm in no form of debate or argument with you whatsoever. That's fine. You're welcome to say that. I'm communicating from within duality and pointing to and referring to oneness while also being in oneness, sitting here beyond it all. When you're absolutely in oneness, there can still be desire, and those desires can lead and move us through higher and higher heavens, and that's totally awesome and totally fine. Okay, I'll do one more glance at this. I appreciate the conversation. Okay, now here's the thing. Ever since I started helping people when I was 3 years old, the comment that I get most often, and I don't know your name, love you anyway. The comment that I get most often is, Brian, I've tried everything. Worked on myself for years or decades to the tune of great money. And what you did got me results where nothing else did, or it got me faster, more complete results. I am focused on helping people. If I were to sit and decide to sit in absolute oneness at all times, I would actually never say anything. The minute we open our mouth, we're either pointing to duality or we're pointing to oneness. But, the Tao that can be spoken is not the Tao. So what I am focused on is helping people as fast, as deeply, as efficiently, and effectively as I can. And I find so many people, as they come to understand this, which you're saying isn't necessary, which is phenomenal. That's great. You do it your way. Actually gets results for people where nothing else did, as they're on their way to waking up. And like I said, even the law of attraction is a stepping stone. What I'm talking about right now is a stepping stone. And then there's the fact that all is one. And so I'm not interested in debate, and I totally welcome the conversation. So these two skills, the ability to speak and communicate and express your needs and your desires, navigating your feelings in such a way that others can get it, flipping that around and doing the mirror of seeking to listen and hear and understand so that others can be heard and seen, is an ever building and deepening bridge into that experience of oneness, where all of your needs are met. And there are several stepping stones along the way, depending on your level of consciousness and how you play it. So what I'm going to be doing this Sunday, that my friend here probably will not want to attend, which is absolutely awesome, wonderful, love you anyway, love you either way. I'm going to be going deeply into the 5 lessons from hell in such a way that you can see why they are beneficial to understand. Thank you. That's what I'm aiming to do. So that you can begin to understand this model of the universe that lets you start to see where to aim your energy for results. To understand these 5 lessons from hell so that you can look at them and retrieve and pull your energy back from them, which is part of why I'm able to help people get these results to you who is saying that none of this is necessary. It's beneficial. Okay. And then I'm going to explode and expand the entirety of the 2 skills for a happy life and show the mechanisms behind them and how you can leverage the 5 lessons from hell, the insights you gain from looking at yours, and this model of the universe, so that you can not only get clear about what you want, you can begin to effortlessly experience what you actually want most, feeling good about it, feeling confident, with no possibility for expectation or disappointment, and no feeling that you're going to pay a price, that there's going to be some unpleasant inevitability, consequences of you actually beginning to experience what you desire as you make your way back to the home you actually never left. I doubt that the person who's disagreeing with me, if we were to sit down and go eye to eye, I'm sure we would find out we don't have any disagreement. That's fine. I love you. It's all good. So if this is interesting, intriguing to you in any way, shape, or form, one last time, if you would hit the hearts, hit the thumbs, give me some love, put some comments, tag some people in the comments, take this video and share it elsewhere. Maybe share it in Messenger. Just make sure you share the whole post, because the link to join us for the webinar this Sunday is in this post. Okay, just scroll down to the end of the words and you'll see the link to get registered to join us this Sunday at noon Pacific. It's going to be freaking amazing. And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm basically going to be meditating and preparing virtually every minute from now until Sunday to make this as amazing as it can possibly be. All right. Love you so much, Michelle. It's so great to see you. So great to see you. And thank you for sharing, Terry. I appreciate that, bro. This might be part of what you and I were talking about doing, Terry. This starts to get that word out there. All right. I love you all. Thanks for being on with me. I will see you soon. Aloha, everybody.